morning, everyone. So, today is going to be a deck haul, which I haven't had for a while because I'm not someone that tends to buy a lot of decks. I kind of have this thing where ideally I want to keep my deck collection, both Oracle and Tarot, to about 2025. So, I am very selective with bringing in decks, and also I'm very brutal about moving decks on as well to make room for the decks that are coming in. With that being said, I am going to go through some of the new decks that have made their way into my collection. Some of these were from Kickstarters. This is kind of a hint. This altar cloth is kind of a hint of the decks that I received this week. But yeah, without further ado, I guess we'll get into it in order, I think, of when I got them. So, the first deck that is new to my collection is this beautiful Sublime Thresholds Tarot by Urania Press. So, I have backed her Tarot Emblemata Chromata, and I did end up rehoming that deck, but it was beautiful. It was just more that I didn't read with it as much as I would like, but it is a gorgeous deck that is now on mass market. So I did end up seeing this campaign, and I love me a good fine art deck. It's a two-part box. The backs are beautiful. There is a linen finish on this. You can see here, and I have felt a presence that disturbs me with the joy of elevated thoughts. William Wordsworth. And then there are some cards, extra cards that are kind of more oracle-like. So you would have a keyword, mountains. Then you would have an English sort of keyword, endurance. And then I believe this is it Latin or Greek? Let me check. So before we get to the actual tarot. So each card would have a code in English. So the creator calls it the Sublime code, because this is about sublime thresholds, right? So this is the code of the Sublime. So you would see that there. And then you would have an archetypal keyword, which is in Greek. There you go. I'm sure somebody cringed when I said Latin. I'm sorry, I'm from the Philippines, guys. Like, this is not anything that I grew up with. But anyway, this deck is beautiful. There's a little bit of a linen finish. I don't tend to shuffle this riffle shuffling. It is a little bit more stiff, so although there is a linen finish, it's not as bendable. This is not an order because I have been using this already, but it's absolutely beautiful. I love it so much. Like, how gorgeous. And the thing that I appreciate from this creator, the keywords, the images, they're so spot on. They really are. Like the Lovers, this beautiful piece of art. I don't think they name the art on the small guidebook, but I know they have a companion book where they do name the art piece. So this is the Lovers. Then the Sublime code would be intensity. And then the archetypal wording or keyword would be synergia or see, I'm going to butcher it. I said it in the Spanish way, right? Again, Philippines. But yeah, synergia. Sorry, I apologize. But let me read an excerpt from The Lovers. So, the Lovers, Eros, intense longings and yearnings, meeting eye to eye, unity, divine connection, sacred and soulful choices, balance or reconciliation between opposites, and it goes on and on. And then the Sublime code is intensity, passions of desire, the rapture and bliss of ecstasy, the pain and joy of desiring something or someone. while the archetype, why did I pick this card? Now I have to keep saying it, is synergy in English, the working together in a dynamic and harmonious way, the importance of being independent and autonomous in a relationship, and the need to know your personal worth and sovereignty. So it's really beautiful. I don't find the keywords to be jarring at all, and they're so well fitted in, blended in the layout that they don't take me out of the tarot. Because sometimes when I see a keyword, especially on tarot, it really takes me out of the experience because then I'm focusing on that keyword versus how I relate to it. But again, I'm not going to go through the whole thing. It's just so beautiful. Like, it's gorgeous. And the backs, again, are absolutely gorgeous. I know that the creator has an oracle deck as well, the Sublime Thresholds Oracle. But yeah, I believe it's on Kickstarter now. So that was the first one. Oops, did I separate those cards? There's not going to be any editing, guys. Like, you know me. I'm not that tech savvy, so we're just gonna have to deal with a long video, I guess. Um, the second one that came into my collection, I can't believe it. I cannot believe it. I remember talking with Benny over on The Fool's Apprentice, and he was just telling me that, like, look, he's been getting all these uh, out of print decks that are on his wish list, and I hadn't gotten any of them at the time that I was speaking with him, and he was like, it's gonna come to you at the right time. So the Spolia tarot, which is gorgeous. There is one card here that is bent, but do I care? No. I got it for a very, very affordable price because I know how high this deck has been selling on eBay, and I was not gonna, I didn't have the funds for that. I would if I could have, but I got this for almost original deck price. So have a little worn out guidebook that I love. It gives it personality. And so I'm the third owner of this deck. The first owner is someone that I respect so much in the tarot community, and I was late to snap this up, but the second owner did want to rehome it. And so now it has this beautiful double meaning for me. And it is as gorgeous as how I've seen it on YouTube. I apologize, my English is all over the place today. But yeah, I love this deck so much. I haven't worked with it enough because I am going through a tarot course, a 9-week tarot course on archetypal tarot with Mariana Louise, who runs Persephone's Sister over on YouTube and Instagram. So I did pick a tried and true deck to go through that 9-week course. So I haven't really been able to work with any new decks, but I am looking forward to getting to know this so much. And this is the first time in a while that I have a bunch of new decks to work with. Usually it'll just be one or at most two. So I don't really have the conundrum of like, which deck do I get to know first, and I can work with it for a month or two before before moving on. But I love this so much. I was worried about whether I would jive with this sort of collage style. I'm not generally a collage person, but for some reason, this is how beautiful. This just gives me all the feels and all the vibes. And aside from that one card, which is the King of Swords, that I'm not even going to look for because I honestly don't even notice that it is folded, because the cardstock is pretty thick and it's in good condition. And then another out of print deck that I thought I would never, ever get my hands on. So it did not come in a box. I don't care. Did not come with a guidebook. Also, don't care. I don't even know if there was a guidebook. Maybe there was. It's the Art of Life Tarot. I cannot believe that I found this. Also, I just have to share because, okay, so there's a thing about us Indians, right? Like, we like a good deal. We do. We get very excited about it. So, if that's confusing, I'm an Indian woman who lives in the Philippines. And while I didn't grow up heavily steeped in Indian culture, both my parents are Indian. Um, I think genetically, what has passed on to me is my love for chai, my love for musical theater and Bollywood, and my love for a good deal. And this person was selling this. It is authentic. I have checked for $3.50 about. Why were they doing that? One, it didn't have a box, it didn't have the guidebook, but also they had written on it as far as keywords, and I don't care. I have wanted this deck for a while, just never even put it on my list because I thought that's really quite impossible. So I did a couple of things because I don't like seeing keywords on my decks generally. I tried to cover this in acrylic paint. It didn't really hold. Maybe I should have done some priming. I'm not sure. But it did remove some of the ink when I wiped off the paint. And then I looked into just putting washi tape over it. And I think that's going to be the best thing for me is to washi tape this sucker. Because, yeah. But I love it so much. The Chariot. So it has a piece of art where it does describe the piece of art and who the artist is, where you can find it, what museum you can find it, or if it's in a private collection, it'll mention that. And then there is a quote from great thinkers, great speakers. It could be poets, it could be um, philosophers, it could be writers, it could be presidents, politicians. So this one is from Ralph Waldo Emerson. Do not go where the path may lead, go instead where there is no path and leave a trail. So it's beautiful. This is still in order because I want to find the right kind of washi tape for this. And yeah. Klimt, I love it. So this is gorgeous. And I am so grateful to have it in my collection. And then finally, the last two decks that I received. Again, this altar cloth and the one beneath it are hints to what I received. So it is the new edition of the Somnia Tarot. I have the first edition and the Somnia Oracle. It does say Somnia Tarot, but it's Oracle series. So this is beautiful. I have not worked with them. I got them 2 days ago. I had to line up in the post office for like an hour and a half. Don't ask me why. Just to get these in my hands. And I couldn't wait. I went straight to the post office instead of waiting for it to be delivered to me. Anyway, let's start with the tarot. So the box is beautiful. The original edition, the box was a plain two-part box. It was a linen finish box, but it was plain two-part, nothing on the inside. So this is gorgeous. The cardstock, I believe, is the same, but this has gilding. It is a smaller, more standard tarot size cardstock. Sorry, gilding, foiling, hot stamping. I'm not exactly sure what you would call it. It's beautiful though. Like the detail on this is incredible. Just incredible. And there is a certification card. There is a pendulum board card. So I don't know how you can see this on, if it's showing up on camera because of all the gilding, but this says pendulum board. This says yes, unknown, no, what is it? Rephrase, unknown, no, yes. So and then a guidebook. So with the original one, this guidebook was available as a companion book and a PDF book. So this is a much more substantial guidebook than you would have gotten if you got the original edition. This also is in order. I have not um, worked with this at all yet. But, oh, yes, also beautiful gold edges. The original one had white borders. This is borderless. So I am trying to make a decision on whether I keep this or I keep the original one. Now, as far as coloring, this is brighter. You can see more of the detail. It's a little harder for me to see the names just because I have poor eyesight and I'm not going to be able to see it at night. Like, there's no way. But then again, even the original version, it was not a deck I worked with at night because it was darker. I couldn't see the images as clearly. Anyway, so exactly the same art. When I did compare it to the original, I should have taken that out, but I didn't. When I did compare it to the original, the images are slightly bigger, although the cards are smaller because they removed the borders, made it borderless. It's really very beautiful. Why I'm even considering keeping both editions. The original one with the white border, it almost looks like it contains the energy like a little photograph. And I have grown to love that about it. But there is something to be said about seeing the wonderful visuals clearer. And it's gorgeous and it's so beautiful to have in hand and to have it be tarot size, easier for me to take everywhere. So I'm just gonna start putting things back because I am a little OCD. I don't want to mess it up if I haven't worked with it yet. I really want to absorb the energy of the deck. I think I am putting it in order, right? Nope, I am not. Ha, the Hermit. I am not putting it in order. What was I doing? Okay, this is where I messed up. You're just gonna have to forgive me this, please. So this is the Devil. There we go. Temperance, Death, Hanged Man, Justice, Wheel of Fortune, Hermit. God, this is a mess of a video, isn't it? But it's certainly real. There we go. And then I did end up getting the Somnia Tarot Oracle series. I'm just going to call it the Somnia Oracle. Again, beautiful, beautiful box. This tarot cloth is the altar cloth for the Somnia Oracle, and the one behind it, the blue, is the one for the tarot. So for the tarot, the four corners kind of have the four tools: the wand, the cup, the pentacle, the sword, and then this one has different scenes. So beautiful. Again, it's the same kind of design, different images, but same design. Certification card, a pendulum board. Again, it's the same thing: rephrase, yes, no, unknown. You do have a beautiful guidebook. I have not delved into this whatsoever. One critique that I have is that, one, there are no numbers on the cards, but also it's not even in alphabetical order. So it's going to be a little bit difficult for me to find the right meaning, because I'm gonna, if I pull out a card and it's not in alphabetical order, so I'm just like, okay, where is the sundering, where is, and then you have to look for it. So, but in a way it makes it very intentional how you work with it. So it's not something that you can just do automatically. This is beautiful. It's kind of like a burgundy or like a wine colored back, and the box as well is kind of wine colored or burgundy. I would say more wine colored. So these are from Nicholas Bruno, the creator. His other photographs that he had started, I believe, way before the tarot. And I think he added on to that, obviously, because this is a hefty deck. It's over 70 cards. I'm not sure how many cards exactly. I think it's 74. So almost tarot, the number of cards of a tarot, right? So you have the veil. I'm just going to move this a little bit. I know I'm moving my cloth all over the place too. The ancestor, the guide, how beautiful. The passage. A lot of this actually are archetypes that you would find in the teachings of Jung. So the anima, the animus, the persona, so very Jungian there, the shadow, the self, the fated three, this one's a little harder to read, the absolution, the beacon, the cachet. Is it called cachet or cache? I think it's cachet. The ward, the fatigue. How gorgeous. Look at that hourglass just pouring out onto his back like a burden, and you see like all these mounds of sand, the sands of time. The impasse. This is absolutely stunning. The stirring. Oh, this one scared the crap out of me, but I love this deck still. The presence. So let's take a look at the presence. So here's what I mean. I'm going to have to find the presence, which is not in alphabetical order, so 26. The presence, and then you have keywords: disturbance, phenomena, nightmares, convergence, inception, and paranormal. Then you have a description of the card. So here it says, in the dimly lit bedroom, a dreamer's rest is disturbed by an uncanny resonance of energy. An apparition manifests itself on the physical plane and casts a shadow that stretches into the room. As a heavy mist permeates the room, a pulse of energy commands the flame of the candle, causing it to ignite the pillowcase. Oh, yeah, it is on fire. The heat from the blaze stirs the dreamer to awaken with alarm. In the state of hypnopompia, the entity begins to vanish, returning to the realm of the unconscious mind. The dreamer, shaken by this otherworldly encounter, retrieves a dream journal from the nightstand to document their experience. So it kind of goes further than what you see on the card into what happens next. The presence evokes the enduring nature of nightmares which have plagued humankind throughout history. From the earliest documentation of such experiences, cultures have viewed night terrors as the work of malevolent spirits, demons, or gods. Hauntings and other supernatural phenomena often intertwine with nightmares, blurring the distinction between each form of experience. As humanity has yet to uncover the true understanding of the world of dreams, we must turn to our dream journals as a tool to unravel the mysteries that lie within each experience. And then, unique to this Oracle guidebook, there is a little suggestion on what to do or a thought to keep in mind. So this one is an action. Analyze your past nightmares to uncover recurring themes and unresolved emotions. So it's really, really beautiful. Journal, the sentinels, the watchman. I'm kind of debating whether I just continue flipping, but like, I'll save it. There are enough walkthroughs of this, but these are my first impressions continuum. And it's very cool to see. So how do I put this? I've been doing this course, right, with Mariana Luis, called the Archetypal Tarot School. And when she talks about archetypes and discusses how Jung defined them as something that exists in the collective unconscious. So we all have an idea of a mother, right? We all have that, even if we may not have experienced that. There is that idea of that because it's in the collective unconscious. So there are archetypes, and they're not just, representing people. They could be places, they could be tools, they could be actions. Another deck that I would recommend if you want to get to know more archetypes is the Wild Unknown Archetypes deck by Kim Krantz. But it's really interesting to look at things and see them from an archetypal lens and think, what is my understanding of this archetype as an archetype, not as a definition of something. So I could look at this as the sanctuary and just think, oh, a church. But what is the archetypal representation of that? right? Like, what does that call into you? And then there are cards such as the spirit of air, the spirit of fire, the spirit of water, beautiful, and the spirit of earth. So it's really gorgeous. It's not just archetypes. Um, Let me actually read the intro as far as what the oracle is all about. So this is about his experience, the creator's experience with sleep paralysis. That is how the tarot started as well. Over 15 years of photography have led to the culmination of the oracle series, unifying the works of my past and present self into a journey through dreams and the depths of the unconscious. So he does talk about how he does dream journals, documenting every emotion, figure, and setting. These journal entries form the foundation for each image, offering both visual inspiration and a conceptual blueprint. So this is gorgeous. Yeah, so it is about dream symbolism, archetypes. Da-da-da. Yes, through the Oracle series, I confront my darkest dreams and reflect on the archetypal stories within them. That's beautiful. Each card within the series invites you to pursue introspection and navigate the complexities of the psyche. Through these 74 cards, ignite the pursuit of personal transformation, engage in deeper dialogue with the viewer's own shadow and untapped potential. So this is beautiful. I wonder how I will work with this. Initially, I just thought I'll just jump off the keywords, but if I'm really looking at archetypes and working deeper with the archetypes, it would be good to actually do some research. For example, the tether, the symbolism of a tether. How does that show up in dreams? This is very intriguing to me. So I may pull from it at random, or if I have a dream and there's a similar theme, I may look for that card. And there is a lot. So I don't think I will have a hard time doing that. Kind of how I work with the reclaim. Like, it's not usually a blind pull. It is something that I look through, and if an image speaks to me or the keyword speaks to me in the moment, then that's what I pull and what I dive deeper into. So yeah, I'm almost flipped through all the cards. But that is the Somnia Oracle. It's beautiful. And I am just going to maybe set all the decks together so you can see what I have. Spolia. Did I miss anything? Oh, yes, I did. The Art of Life. So this is my new haul, and honestly, I think perfect for this season, like the darker season. We don't have autumn here in the Philippines, but you know, October being that kind of season for diving deeper into your psyche. For me, it's perfect timing. This is also another deck that I can see using for that. I will save these two to use maybe in November or December. So that is it for me. If you've stuck around this long, thank you very much, and take care. Bye.